Ruchem Aboim, B'Shem Irgin Shir Torah, Moses Boston. I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's shir. Everyone who's been started here in person, everyone who's listening on the phone, and so on. Ruchem Aboim. I'd like to big yashikach to Dr. Yosef Safti for co-sponsoring tonight's shir. It's exclusive for Shlema, for Moshe Ben Sora, and Leah Bas Virginie. I'd like to big yashikach to the following supporters of tonight's shir: Rabbi Avrohom Schorr, Lili Nishmas Oviv, Harav Zev Shamshon Ben Marina Rabbi Avrohom, Mr. and Mrs. Yehuda Lowinger, Lili Nishmas Imam, Mindel Basha Basha, La Sholem, and Ramatas Abraham and family, Lili Nishoma, Shemesh Yaakov Ben Matzio Sholem, Moshe Ben Alta Chaim Yishaya, Chaim Mindel Basha Shai Yehuda, Yehudis Basha Moshe Yaakov, and as Chusva for Shlem, for Esther Malka, for Ita Sarah Bas Esther Malka, and Gittel Bas Devera. Rabbi Eigen Shirtai's annual dinner is coming up in just 1 week. It's the time of the year that Eigen Shirtai relies on the Tzibur to support us and help us continue with the Avodas Hashem, the Rabbim, for hundreds of thousands of Yidden worldwide throughout the year. Call Eigen Shirtai at 718-853-3950 or email tapecenter@shivanet.com to put an ad in the journal or to make your donation and have a great chelik in the mitzvah of Avodas Hashem, the Rabbim. Tonight we have the cover to have with us once again, Rabbi Avrohom Schorr, Shlita, Rav Besmedrish Nezigdal Yo, speaking on the topic of growing in Avodas Hashem. It's my cover to call him Rav Schorr for tonight's drasha.
Mishutz Choshev and Tzibur. There are times when one has to be ma'orer people. The topic is to grow in Avodas Hashem. There are times when there's no need to be ma'orer. And I think that tonight, there's no need to be ma'orer. And as far as I know, as far as I was mavara, there's no issue to talk about something in the past. Thursday night, there was a keshut. Erev Shabbos Kodesh, there was 3 times the keshut, and today there was a keshut. Rabbi said 5 times. Again, Thursday, what I saw with my own eyes. Erev Shabbos, what I saw with my own eyes 3 times. And today, there was a keshut. Everyone was more peladic than the other. Today in the keshut that was over our area, it was a full keshut, and it had all 7 colors. Halaydovu. Halaydovu. So truthfully, when a person sees one day after another a keshut, there's no need to talk. Kaviochel, the Eibishter talks. Stop passion the Torah. Torah tells us what a keshut is about. Chas v'sholem adaf nish ma'orer zayin kandinim. But one has to be mizbeinin. If there was a keshut once, again and again, it means something. Let us try and discuss what a keshut means and see what the Eibishter wants us to grow. Maybe we could look in Svarim HaKadoshim and see what Svarim HaKadoshim teach us about a keshut. We'll be able to learn our Avodah. In Sefer Tzemach Tzadik, Parshas Noach, where the Psukim talk about a keshut, he says a Rosh Tevis, which Kimat says in Megal Amukis, who today was his yahrzeit. He says keshut is Rosh Tevis, Kina, Sina, and the Tov is Taiva. 3 inyanim lie in the keshut: Kina, Sina, and Taiva. Maybe the right way of looking at it is that in the world we have 2 koiches of Ra. There are 70 nations, 35 adhere to Esav, 35 adhere to Ishmael. As we know, we say Kiddush, Leil Shabbos Kodesh. There are 35 words. Before the bracha, 35 words. After the bracha, They represent the 70 Ummos, 35 coming from the Psoilus of Avraham Avinu, Yishmael, 35 coming from the Psoilus of Yitzchak, Esav. Two koiches hara. These two koiches hara are the klalistic koiches hara in the Bria. They exist today. The Heilige Goyin of Vilna, Schusei Yogna Aleinu, tells us, Somu Yerushalayim Li'im. Li'im is spelled Ayin Yud Yud Mem. Zog the Heilige Goyin, in this pasuk is merumiz, who is going to be destroy Yerushalayim? Two koiches. Ayin is Esav, Yud is Yishmael, Yud is Yeshu, and Mem is Mahmud. Zog the Heilige Goyin, Esav b'dareinu are those maminim ba'isa ya'ish, and Yishmael b'dareinu are those who are maminim in Muslim religion. And it's merumiz in the pasuk, Somu Yerushalayim Li'im. A dover nifla ad miyait. The Goyin's Talmud, Ramendel Mishkalov, says, Pshat in the Gemara Mesechtes Megillah, the Gemara says, Yoseid Tkua li Yisrael. Who is the Yoseid that's Tkua li Yisrael? He says, a dover nifla. Yoseid is Begematria Yeshu Mahmud. The two Emunes, Esav and Yishmael, they are the Yoseid Tkua li Yisrael. So those are two koiches hara. What is Esav's koyach? It says in Kava Yoshar, in the last parak in Kava Yoshar, it says in Posik, V'hoya beis Yaakov eish, ubeis Yosef lahava, ubeis Esav lekash. Kash is Rosh Tevis, Kina, Sina. That's the koyach of Esav Rasha. He is the koyach of the Gevura of Yitzchak, Psoilus HaGevura. Kina and Sina, which brings to Shvichas Damim, which brings to the Yadayim, Yedei Esav. In Posik it says, Sarah Shal Esav fought with Yankov Avinu. The Posik tells us, Vateka kaf Yerach Yaakov, Be'ov Ka'imei. Kaf Yerach Yaakov is Begematria exactly Kina Sina. That's the koyach of Esav. The koyach of Esav Rasha is Kina and Sina. Yishmael is the Psoilus of Avraham Avinu, Psoilus of Midas HaChesed. Psoilus of Midas HaChesed is this pashtus of Chesed into Taiva. As we see in the Torah in the Parasha of Arayis, the Torah calls Taiva ki Chesedu. Arayis have a keshut to pashtus of Midas HaChesed. So Taiva is Yishmael. So if the Tzemach Tzadik is megala us that keshes is Kina, Sina, Taiva, he's megala us that it's the koyach of the Ra in the Bria. And we know that it says in Rab Chaim Vital, in Pirish on Sefer on Tilim, Eitz Hadas Toif, not a Kabbalah Sefer, a Pshat Sefer. He writes in that Sefer, and it's Mevuyer and Maral also, that before Mashiach will come, we will be in a double golus of Edom and Yishmael together. Meaning we will suffer from Kina and Sina, and we will suffer from Taiva. From both of them together. The two of them together, both of them will be shoylet on Klal Yisrael. Dvarim neiroim ad miyait. So a keshes refers to Kina, Sina, and Taiva. One doesn't have to go far to understand that the world suffers from Kina, Sina, and Taiva. Taiva, there is no reason even to explain. The world explains it itself that the world is a world of Taiva, a world of degradation and immorality that nobody ever saw since probably Dara Mabul. And Kina and Sina is Adayin Merakit Beinenu. It's still jumping around between us, kina and sinna, which is the golus of Edom. So when there comes something that represents kina, sinna, and taiva, it tells us what our avodah is. What is our avodah? Our avodah is to use kina, sinna, and taiva the right way. What means using kina, sinna, and taiva the right way? Let us explain every single one of them and go from there to our job of growing in Avodas Hashem. This week's parsha is Kabbalah Satira. Seres HaDibros, Dibros Achronos. We said by Dibros, Nase v'nishma. What does Nase v'nishma mean? What is the big gedilla of Nase v'nishma? What is the asaga that Nase v'nishma tells us? It says in Sfas Emes Parshas Mishpatim, a neuredike taich of Nase v'nishma. Nase v'nishma means there's two ways to do something. There's a way to do something to be yoitze, to do something, I want to get over with it. I want to be yoitze with it. There's a way to do something, not to finish it, but to grow from there and go further and further. If Yidden would have only said Nasa without saying Nishma, then saying Nasa, says the Sasamis, means I will do and I will end it and I will finish it. I did what I have to do and I'm Yoitze. Yidden said Nasa v'nishma, that they are not happy to do only what they are told. No, they want to do more and they want to hear more and they want to do more. Meaning that the Asiya itself is not to be Yoitze. The Asiya itself is to go further and to do more. That's the touch Nasa v'nishma. Adover nifla admiyat. In other words, we can use two midos and change them to taiva. Taiva we find in Kedusha. Ki nichsaif nichsafti. We find taiva in Kedusha. We find nafshi choilas avasecha. We find a neuredike inyan of tshuka to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Tshuka to grow, tshuka to change, tshuka to become better. Taiva the Kedusha means exactly what the Sasema says Nishma means. That I'm not here to be Yoitze, I'm not here to end what I did. I want from here to go further. I want to grow, I want more, I want more. So the way to take Taiva, that Taiva is an inyan of no good, and to change Taiva to become a vehicle for Kedusha, it's the nekud of living ki nichsoif nichsafti, living with tshuka, living with wanting more, and living with not being happy the way I am, and always having a tshuka to grow, and always having a tshuka to hear more and to do more, and not to be yoitze. Let us take kina and use kina in the same way. The Gemara tells us in Mesechtes Bava Basra, Perek LaYachber, Kinas Seifrim Tarbe Chochma. Chazal already opened up a Pesach that kina is a good thing. Meaning, let's take it in a very practical life. There's two ways a person can live. You can bring up a child and show him the beauty of Gashmias. Show him the asogos of Gashmias. Show him the success of the person. The success, look at his house. Look at his Lexus. Look at what he has in this world. Look at he has a summer home. Look where he goes on vacation. You could bring him up to be Mekana Asogos Gashmias. That's the kinna that destroys a person. Even without being Mekana the Yochid, even without the kina that's goyim sinna. The Chometz Chaim tells us that the root of all sinna is kina. That's kina of a yochid. There's kina of a concept. Kina of a way of life without being mikana a yochid. Kina being mikana the way a person lives, the way a certain way of life, being mikana that to reach that. That's moitzias ha'adam min ha'olam. Akina v'atayva v'akoved moitzias ha'adam min ha'olam. Kina in Kedusha is exactly those words. Being mekana a different concept. Being mekana the concept of the person who succeeded in Ruchnius. Looking up to the person or to the way of life that is better than me. Why don't we do that? Why is it so hard for us to show our children the younger man that lives in a basement, that doesn't have a car, that doesn't own all the amenities of life, but he knows Shas. He knows Dalet Chelkei Shulchan Aruch. He doesn't need what I have or what others have. So let us learn a Mordechai Rab Tzaddik. Chazal tell us on Elazar Eved Avram that he wanted to marry his daughter to Yitzchak, and he was told, Ein oro medabek bebaruch. Asks Rab Tzaddik HaKoyin in Divrei Seifrim. It should say, Ein baruch medabek ba'aror. The baruch can be medabek in order. Who's the problem? L'chayra, Yitzchak can't marry a Kenani. Zak Rab Tzaddik noire de kediburim. Every baruch is soivel the aror. It's the aror who can't look at the baruch. Noire de kediburim. The teva of a person is Zak Rab Tzaddik, that a person cannot look up to somebody that's better than him. And therefore, he doesn't want to be medabek in him. He doesn't want to have to do with him. Let us say over a Chedush Erim in Sefer Aschus, a Ksav Yad from Chedush Erim. That's a shocking Chedush Erim. In the Torah HaKadosh it says, Re'ei nosati lefneichem hayoim, es hatoiv es hara es hamoves, es hachaim es hamoves, uvacharta b'chaim. What does that mean? A mitzvah. Rashi says, Ata toimach goyroli. So Chedush Erim, listen to a Chedush Erim. I'm walking down the street, and I see a Yid that finished Shas, a Yid that's walking down the street the way a Yid is supposed to walk, a Yid that doesn't have all the things that that other people have. And I say the following: I am not the way it should be, but he is living life. I'm a kaim, a mitzvah esed, the yoraisa of uvacharta b'chaim, because I was boicher that's called living. It would seem to us that it's a very simple mitzvah. Seeing an ehrlich Yid and saying, oh yeah, that's the way you're supposed to live. A simple mitzvah, v'charta b'chaim. The teretz is this Rab Tzaddik tells us that runs against the grain of a person. When a person sees somebody better than him, has to find fault in him. But that's no good, and that's no good, and there's no good, and that's a chesaron he has, and that chesaron he has. Why? Because that's the teva of a person, that he can't take somebody that should be frummer than him. And if he is better than him, he'll say he's a fanatic. And it's nothing to do with Judaism. Therefore, we can't be mekana, the true kina. Therefore, true kina is so hard. To be mekana, somebody that succeeds in Yiddishkeit more than me, means that I have to be mekayim uvacharta b'chaim. And I have to break the ein oro medabek bebaruch. I have to say, I'm less than him, and I'm looking up to him, and I want to grow like him, and I want to be like him. Thus is the kina shetoiv. The kina of toiv that's so hard for a person to achieve that kina. Not kina of jealousy. Kina of a rotzen to grow, to grow and to be different, because that's my dogma, that's my model what should be different. That's the taiva and the kina that a person takes and is able to take it to toiv. And when a person takes that kina and taiva to toiv, then it doesn't ruin him anymore, because it's not there to ruin him anymore, because it's toiv. The kina is used for good. The Eibishter gave us a midah of kina, and if we take it to the right side, then that kina doesn't work anymore to ra. Fakert, that kina works to toiv. And the same is true with taiva. So that keshes, we left out one, the Shian meanwhile, that keshes that we're talking about, that kina, sina, and taiva, which are the koiches ra and the bria, Esav and Yishmael, the whole ra, the whole shivim umais, we have an ability to take that and use it to grow. Use it to take that kina and make from it a kina toiva and a taiva toiva. Let us take sinna. Let us take sinna and understand what sinna means. In the pasuk it says in Parshas Kiseitze, Ki Hashem Elokecha mishalach b'kerev machnecha, lo yirah b'cha'er v'atzdova. There's a piece of Sfasemis in Parshas Kiseitze that's haflov of helle. What means lo yirah? A lot of simple taichen. But let us see a neuridike taich from Sfasemis. There's another lo yirah in the Torah. Lo yirah lecha sa'er, lo yirah lecha chometz b'chol gvulcha. What is the taich in that lo yirah? Maybe we should say shtikolomdis. Rashi says that what does tashbisu mean? Bittul. What does bittul mean? The Heilige Stipler writes, you know what bittul means? Like bittul avodah zarah. What does bittul avodah zarah mean? Fui, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's nothing. Bittul of chometz means it loses its chshivas. And once it loses its chshivas, it's not bread anymore, it's not chometz anymore, and you are mekayim tashbisu. That's what it says in Stipler, Siman Aleph in Psachim. The Sfasemis says, you know what lo yirah lechos chometz means? It shouldn't have a chshivas by you. Let's touch it in Yiddish. I don't know a word even to touch it in English. Lo yirah sollte nicht gefallen. It shouldn't find chen in your eyes. It shouldn't find favor in your eyes. That means lo yirah lecha chometz, lo yirah lecha se'er. You know, it's shaykh for people to be 100% in the right. But he would rather enjoy life like others. Neither I can't enjoy life because I'm a Yid and the Torah doesn't let me. I'm talking about the people that are straight and keep everything that the Eibishter wants. But I'm not happy with it. I'm mekana. I have a window to the street. Is the right way to look at it. I look out at the street. I'm separated, but I have a window. I look at the street. Oh, it's such a kina. I don't want to give any mashal for a simple reason. Because any mashal that I'll say, there will be people that say, oh, that means that person, not me. And it means every single person by himself has that window. And Ishbechinam is the computer called Windows. Because you know very, very well that that's what the computer is all about. Seeing what the world has to offer. Even if I can't have it, and even if I can't buy it, and even if I can't wear it, but let me see what that person wears. Let me see what that person does. Besides the fact that once you see it, it automatically changes you. But we're not going into that. The Sfasemis taich tamuyerdike taich lo yerov lechaev asdover means not you shouldn't see, It means es soll dir nicht gefallen. It shouldn't find favor in your eyes. That's what it means. Oyavei Hashem, sinu lo. Oyavei Hashem. If you have a hava to the Eibishter, you have a bumper sticker, I love you Hashem. You know what that bumper sticker means? I hate bad. That's the result of Oyavei Hashem. The result of hava to the Eibishter is sinura. Sinura means it's something that I can't take. It's something that I have a sinner to, something that is nimbus by me. That's the sinner of Toiv, of the Keshes. That's sinner. Where could you take sinner and use sinner l'Toiv? Where can you see that sinner's chinim shouldn't exist? You know how sinner's chinim doesn't exist? When people use the midah of sinner to be sinura. We live in a world, and again, I'm not using any mishalim concept. We live in a world of being soivel dera. We're soivel dera. We don't chalish when we see ra. It doesn't even turn my stomach when I see ra. I know a woman that when she was diagnosed with Yana Maisa, she didn't cry. When she was diagnosed with the macular degradation, she didn't cry. But when she was told that a granddaughter of hers left the fold from Frumkeit to Goyim, she didn't stop crying. Das heißt a Yid. That's the dogma of a Yid. The dogma of a Yid that comes from not being soivel dera, from not being able to take it. That comes from having a sinner to ra, from coming to having a mitzias of lo yirah, has no niceness to it. It has nothing that it finds favor in me. Das is sinura. Das is the shin von keshes. So if we want to know what our avodah that was cut out for us, al pi the tzemach tzadik in Parshas Noach, there is kina, sinna, and taiva of tumah that we have to get rid of. And when the way to get rid of it is to take these midos and use them taka to grow in Yiddishkeit. Because taiva of nichsef nichsafti, kina of trying to be mekana, the ehrliche yid, and the one who is not the way everybody lives. And the sinner Torah, that's what changes a person to kedusha. It says in Zohar HaKadosh that when you see a keshes begavnin heuren, when you see a keshes with beautiful colors, then you know that's the time of the Geula. As I state in Zohar HaKadosh. Which gavnin heuren? Which gavnin heuren? The gavnin heuren of kina, sinna, and taiva. 3 colors we have to have. The right colors, the colors of kedusha, the kina and sinna and taiva of kedusha. Let us go a step further. In the Torah Kedusha it says this week, "V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha b'chol me'odecha." Chazal darshan b'chol levavcha v'shnei yitzrecha. I must admit that until today I didn't exactly understand that the limit is from the word b'chol. B'chol levavcha means v'shnei yitzrecha. I always thought that the limit is from the word levavecha, from the two. No, the limit is from b'chol. There's a raya, a clear raya. Akoponim azay shteit navne nezer and nois desha. Asks navne nezer based on this nekuda, that the b'chol is what's marbe b'yetzer tov and yetzer ra. What means b'chol nafshecha? Chazal darshan and b'chol nafshecha fill noitel es nafshecha. Where comes in the B'chol Nafshecha, B'chol B'shnei Yitzrecha? What means over there, B'shnei Yitzrecha? I'm going to try to say over and do justice to say over and Avnei Nezer right. And then we will apply it to a lower Madrega. Zog the Heilige Avnei Nezer. Listen to Neure de Kediburim. We know Yofe Sha'achas B'tshuva Ma'asim Tovim Mikol Chayei Olam Haba. Meaning, Tachlis Ha'adam is this world. Mitzvah Ma'asim Tovim. The Heilige Goyin, Chalamoy Tzukis, when it came the time of his Talkus on the Neshama hat geweint, wurde man nehmen Tzitzes auf jener Welt. This world, Mitzvahs, Ma'asim Tovim, Milchemes HaYetzer, Olam Ha'asiyah. Yofe Sha'achas B'tshuva Ma'asim Tovim Kol Chayei Olam Haba. So a person who makes Dr. Avnei Nezer Amor Dik Cheshbon. The guy wants to kill me. He wants me to deen Avodah Zarah. What am I going to have from it? Oh, I'm going to be with Rabbi Kiva and his Chaverim in Shamayim? I don't need Shamayim, I need this world. Ich bin not tzaddik. I understand clearly that my avodah is to be in this world and suffer the consequence of being in this world. It me my Yetzer Tov zogen, listen to Avnei Nezer, my Yetzer Tov will tell me, bow down to the Avodah Zarah, libach l'shamayim, you're not going to be over in this Avodah Zarah, and you'll stay alive and you'll dien the Eibishter the next 40 years. Zog the Torah b'chol nafshecha, even with Yetzer Tov you should be Moshe Nefesh. So nehmen die Yetzer Tov and Moshe Nefesh sein die Yetzer Tov, the cheshbonis of Tov. That's the words of the Avnei Nezer, Dvarim Nifloim. What does the Avnei Nezer mean for us? What does the Avnei Nezer mean for us? I'm going to say over Isfasemes and Parshas Mishpatim Tov Reish Nun Vav, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Eved is 6 years an Eved. It comes after 6 years, he says, Ahavti, Es Adoinei, Es Ishti, Ves Bonai. Oh, Verotz Adoinei, Ves Oznem, V'matzeya, Oizen Zeh Sheshama Ba'asinai. Yeah? What? What is going on over here? You know what the Sasema says? This Eved makes a murder cheshbon. Before I was an Eved, I was a Ganef. Yeah? Or I was a poor person, I was Moicha Atzmai because I was in the end of the ropes. And I didn't dien the Eibishter the way it should be. Anias was Mavel, Dati, Vel, Daskeni. I was a Ganef, I lived the wrong life. I straightened out here in this house. They're taking care of me. I have a normal life, I have a normal job. Or I have to Sadaini because I'll be a better Jew. You heard what Sasame sagt, der Yid kommt und sagt, I am going to be a better Jew. So lohnt sich mir nicht to get out of here and back into the world. Sagt der Eibishter, mach mir nicht kein Cheshbonis. I told you not to be an Eved, not be an Eved. No make Cheshbonis for me. Oizen Zeshe Shama ala Sinai. You heard on our Sinai that a Yid doesn't make Cheshbonis. A Yid lives what the Eibishter wants. It's machman is Cheshbonis what's better for the Eibishter and what's better for your Yiddishkeit. Do what the Eibishter told you. B'chol nafshecha is Mesiras Nefesh. Mesiras Nefesh we know very well means Mesiras Ritzenis. Nefesh means Miyeshes Nafshechem. We all, everybody in this world, lives with cheshbonis. He makes cheshbonis. This is going to be better for my Judaism. Even if it's wrong. And even if he knows it's wrong. It's going to be better for me. How many Surim are we over under the Kiteret called Shalom Bayis? Because we make the cheshbon that's going to learn in the long run. How many surah are we over the cheshbon that this is going to be good for me and this is going to be good for me, even though what I'm doing now is no good, but in the long run it's going to be better for me. Das heißt, b'chol nafshecha, afilim et niyetze teif. That's the Avnei taken into our life. Growing in Yiddishkeit means listening to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Und man geht sagen, amur dike Chiddush. V'ahavta es Hashem elekecha. We all are on the assumption it means love Hashem. The Avnei writes in Nois Desha that is not mean ahavta es Hashem elekecha. It means do his mitzvahs ba'ava. And I spoke to somebody, he gave me the most beautiful mashal. A child comes home, ben azmanim, and he walks into the house. Tati, chodech hazay lieb. Mami, chodech hazay lieb. We didn't see each other so long. I have such a ahavah to you. An hour later, the mother tells him, you know, Tatel, I have to schlep some peklach. Come and take it with me. No, I have no koich. I don't want to do it. That means the ahavah is pointless. Chodech lieb. You love me lieb, do something for it. V'ahavta es Hashem elekecha without doing mitzvahs is an empty ahavah. There's no mitzvahs of Ahavas Hashem without listening to the Eibishter. Ahavas Hashem means only listening to the Eibishter. I have such Ahavas Hashem that I'll be goiver over all other Ahavas, and therefore I'll listen to the Eibishter. That's the mitzvah of Ahavas Hashem. That I'll be goiver over every other Ahava, and I'll listen to what the Eibishter tells me. So what is Ahavas Hashem? Ahavas Hashem means I love you, Hashem. Or Ahavas Hashem is I do what you tell me because I love you. Ahavas Hashem means I will listen to you because I love you. I will do your rotzim because I love you. I will grow because I love you. I will say no to the world because I love you. Das is Ahavas Hashem. V'ahavta es Hashem elekecha b'chol nafshecha. With all your ritzainos, with all your will, give away for the Eibishter. Even if the cheshbon stimmt, that the other way would be better. Even the cheshbon stimmt. Somebody's going to ask me after the drasha mordike kasha, so I'll ask it now. What's wrong with a cheshbon gedola aveira l'shma? So haklara gemara gedola aveira l'shma. I can make an aveira with a cheshbon. In the Mishnah it says, Ava bereach min aveira, shaveira gereres aveira. Why does it say min ha aveira? Which hey ayidiyah? Says the Rabbi Avrohom of Alexander, Ava bereach min ha aveira means from aveira lishma, because aveira gereres aveira is even on aveira lishma, and aveira lishma will be greater than aveira shalei lishma. You have to be very, 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 very big to be able to do an Aveira Lishma, that it shouldn't be an Aveira Gereres an Aveira. For us it said, Ava Bereach min ha Aveira, from the Aveira Lishma, mit alle cheshbeinos, the best cheshbeinos in the world, because Aveira Gereres Aveira is going to take you down the drain, and it's going to take you down the drain. Das is V'ahavta es Hashem elekecha, v'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, afilu noitles nafshecha. Even if the Yetzirah, even if the Yetzirah tells you not to, you have to listen to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And what the Eibishter says, das is Ahavas Hashem, and das will the Eibishter von uns. Das is unsere Avodah, that's the Avodah of our generation. And to repeat what we started with, the Etzem, if we are misbeinen a little bit, that day after day there was a simim in Hashemayim, what the world is all about, that we're living in a Deir HaMabul, and we're living in a Deir HaMabul, the Eibishter are up-eaten, the Shetef Mayim Rabim is very big, and it takes a lot of people with it, and we have to gis tren to the Eibishter, Elov Lo Yagiu, that the Shetef Mayim Rabim of the world shouldn't touch us and shouldn't sweep us up, and we shouldn't get caught up with the Shetef Mayim Rabim, because we're living in a terrible generation. And if somebody thought that we're not living in a Deir HaMabul, hat der Eibste gewissen a Chazaka 3 days for sure, and 5 times as far as I know, 4 times, that there is a Dara Mabul today, and there is a keshut to show that we're living in a Dara Mabul, and if you live in a Dara Mabul, you need a teva, and you need to lock your doors, and you need to seclude yourself. You can't be open to the world. Thus is the avodah in a Dara Mabul to build a teva, and a teva that's closed, and not open to the world, and secluded from the world, and be zoicha there to be megadol ehrliche Yiddische Kinder, until the Eibste brings the Geula b'mehera.
Shem Irgen Shirei Torah, Moses Posting, like to give a big yashikayach to Rabbi Avrohom Schorr for the very inspiring drosha. Rabbi say you could help thousands of Yidden grow in Avodas Hashem by sponsoring a Shir Irgen Shirei Torah or putting an ad in the dinner journal for next week's dinner of Irgen Shirei Torah, or help give you donation as much as you can afford by calling 718-853-3950 or email tapecenter@yeshivanet.com. We'd like to give a big yashikach to Dr. Joseph Safdie for co-sponsoring tonight's shares as keshut for Shleimah, Moshe Ben Sora, and Leibas Virginie. And we'd like to give a big yashikach to the following supporters of tonight's share: Bernis Simala, Leo Nishmas Oviv, Rav Zev Shamshon Ben Marina, Rav Frozen Ravacha, Mr. and Mrs. Yudah Lowinger, Leo Nishmas Imam Mindel Bas Reb Asher Shalom, and Ramatas Abram and family, Eli Nishmas Moshe Yaakov and Matzio Shalom, Moshe Ben Alta Chaim B'Shaya, Chaim Mindel Bas Shai Yehuda, Yehudas Bas Moshe Yaakov, and exclusive for Shleima for Ita Sarah Bas Esther Malka and Gittel Bas Devora, Soy Shacheli Yisrael. CDs of tonight's Russia will be available shortly. Chananya ben Akashem, Arz HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Zakis, Yisrael Figure Him Torah Mitzvah Shanema, Alanoi Chofez, Aman Tzidka, Yagdul Tervi Yader.